Good morning. It is early. Good morning, everyone. I'm Seamus. Now, whoever came up with the phrase bright and early clearly did not wake up this early because it's going to be dark out there. So, anyway, safety first. All right, mile one. Watch just clicked off a 7:05 mile. We're on our way to do 11 a day. This is about what I do most mornings before work, but today's no different. We're getting at it. Dark and early, because bright and early is not a thing, but here we are. Now, the hardest part of any of this, though, isn't the fact of doing it, or the act of making it happen, the endeavor itself, but just getting going, really. The biggest issue in the morning is just sometimes getting out of bed and getting yourself out of the door, but once you're out the door and at it, it's easy, because one step after another turns into a couple, and as soon as you know it, you're finally there. More often than not, it's more difficult to go from 0 to 1 than it is to go from 1 to 10, and that's just the inertial getting over the slump of starting. Once you started, you can just keep going, and once you're at it, it's harder to stop than it is to keep going here. So it's one thing I always like to keep in mind when I'm at this. Taking that first step is often the hardest, but getting there, once you've done it, then you just keep going. And that's not just specific to running, that's with anything you do in life. Like, your job. I'm sure when you first started your job, didn't know what the heck you were doing at first, but after you got into it, you're there for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple months, you got good at it, and you're now the go-to guy of everyone goes to you and says, hey, I need help on this. You know what you're doing. I can go to that person for help. Much like me here today. This was my first video film here. I was running. I don't know really what I'm doing or how it's gonna work out, but we're gonna figure it out as it goes along. This first video is probably gonna be pretty bad, but we're gonna get better along the way. But doing this here to really document the journey it takes to go along the way. What I'm doing here and running, and glad to have you here along with me. Wait. There's a car at that light that saw me press the walk button 3 times. You're probably wondering, what the heck's this guy doing? Once is enough. Just hit the 5-mile mark of this run here. I think it's that 6:59 on that mile there. Still going, still at it. Almost the halfway point of this crosswalk up here. I'm gonna press the button again and probably confuse a few people, but that's life. Now, unfortunately, I did not get to press the button. The light was green when I went across, which is a good thing on its own. The light green lights. Nice. Well, button pushing and stoplights aside, it's a pretty nice morning out here. It's still dark and everything, but it's really great weather. About 40 degrees out at the moment. Just enjoying life. Just over about 8 miles into this run here, and I came across my first person who's out here doing some physical activity as well. I always see myself out here, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but when I see somebody else, I'm like, what are they doing? What business do they have being as up and early as I am here? I don't get it. Well, we're almost done with the run here. About 10.8 or so right now. I'll be closing on that finish soon here to get my 11 for the day. 11:11. Yeah. Few things come close to the first sip of your recovery drink after a good run. It's a good time. Just received a update on my Garmin to update now. I like how it reminded me after the run instead of doing it before the run and delaying the time out the door, but it's nice that it did that. I had courtesy today. Preparing update. I mean, better now than before, but how long does this thing take? Convinced loading bars are not actually real and they're just there as a placebo. There's the Strava. A little spider on my roof. It's a good thing here because I saw a mosquito earlier. Maybe he can get that and help take care of the place. He's got to pay rent somehow. It's about 7 o'clock and it's finally light out. I make that breakfast about every weekday I go to work here, and every morning it tastes, a little better every time. I wouldn't call myself a professional chef or Gordon Ramsay by any sort, but it's quite the thing, especially after a good run, and you feel like you've earned it. So that's why I enjoy it. Something about it just tastes better when you make it on your own, knowing that you did it yourself and it's your consolation prize for putting in the effort. Well, time to get ready for work.
One eternity later.
Finally back from work. Big day, but we made it. We're here. If I'm not mistaken, it's raining outside slightly, or it's about to. Genuinely happy that I chose to do my run this morning instead of waiting until after work. Nothing against running in the rain or those who do it, but I'm also just glad that I don't have to deal with that inconvenience. Also, it's nice to know that if any friend of mine or something of that sort invited me out to go to dinner or something like that, then I don't have to give them the unfortunate excuse of saying, oh no, I have to go run 11 miles, I can't join you tonight. I'd love to, but I can't. But that's not the case here, so I can actually go out and enjoy my time, but that's why I do my morning runs. Being that it is Friday, I do enjoy a good pizza religiously every Friday, and since that's happening later tonight, I think in the meantime there's only one thing to do. That's right, we're gonna make a smoothie. Oh no. That's good. Truly tough to beat a treat like this after a good long week, but this is what we earned. Sorry, but this is way too formal here. I need to get into something a little more casual, so let's change that. Much better. Doesn't have to be all business and serious all the time. It's time to relax, and there's no work to do at this point here, so just time to fully indulge in it, and this is one way to do it. It's a sweet ending to the work week, and this is what I do to tone down before I get back to it the next day. 6 miles will be the plan tomorrow on the trails, so stay tuned. There will be more. See ya.